Okay, so let's just look at the database and how I want things recorded and all that stuff, so you'll have an idea. As you can see, I've frozen the panes on top. So as you're scrolling, it's gonna go this way. Also, even if you go to the left or right, the name of the association stays the same, so there's no mistakes because this is a quite a long number of information rows, as you can see. So let's start with this. I mean, the lead sort, we already talked about that. It's A, B, C, D. The details are in the paper. General phone number, that's pretty obvious. That's going to be the general phone number for the association. General address, same thing. General email, all of this is easily found straight under contact. Now, type of events, and I'm looking for future or past. And like I've mentioned, because the past events are usually on the annual basis. So I just want to talk about the different codes that are included. So let's say there is a conference, so you would mark that C, obviously, and sometimes even which let's say it's a one event which is conference, okay, but sometimes during the conference, if you do your detective work like we've mentioned earlier, you'll find out that there will be actually, let's say, uh, cocktail reception and a gala dinner. So it would so you basically do CR, cocktail reception, and maybe dinner or something like that. And now I know that there's basically two different possibilities for me to do different shows. Okay, so that just I just wanted to show you that real quickly. Now, okay, now what if there is, let's say, multiple events? Okay, so let's say there are multiple events. Let's say BC Egg Producers Association have multiple events, let's say 5 or 6. Now, how would you deal with that? Now, I want to be able to um, be searched the database by the month of events. Therefore, each event needs to be recorded on its separate line. Otherwise, it becomes super messy. So in that case, what would you do? You would basically copy and you would plug it in, okay? And this would be, let's say, associations number 2. There would be a 2-second event, and etc. If there's another one, you would obviously do the same thing again, of course, and you basically would add additional lines depending on the number of the events they would have, and you could mark this as association number 1 and etc. So if that makes sense, depending on the number of events. Okay, now yeah, so that's gonna be basically the same thing, meaning all the stuff will be the same, the names and whatnot, unless of course there's a different person for each specific conference. That, and again, all that information would need to be found on the website. So anyway, I'm just gonna go undo everything that I just done. Okay, here we go. And so now I just wanted to show you, so let's just get rid of that, escape. Okay, so we're talking about these types of events and how we mark them. Date of event. So even if it's, let's say, if it's happening, let's say they had a conference, okay, it was a conference and you cannot find the next conference, or this conference already happened. So you could say, let's say if it already happened, you could be, I don't know, February let's say 3rd till 7th, and it was 2018. Okay, even if it already happened in the past, this way I at least know that next year that's what's going to happen. Now, of course, live entertainment evidence, we've already talked about that. Are there any pictures, anything in the program that has to do with that? If that's the case, you want to mention here, let's say they had a DJ, or they had a piano, or they had whatever act they had, or whatever you can see, just write it down. Again, we're going now to specific contact name. That sometimes shows up, sometimes doesn't. And of course, then we have specific a contact phone number and specific contact email. Okay, and in the end, we have basically social media handles: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You just want to basically click the links into each of these cells. And notes just if there's something that you want me to, you want me to know in regards to the specific event. Let's say, sometimes in regards to the specific names, sometimes these events are organized by event planners, meaning the associations actually hire a professional planner to do the organizing of the event. And so in that case, you could put the name, let's say, and put a question mark behind the name, meaning, okay, Joe Schmo, but you know what? I am not really sure if this is the right person, so just put a little question mark, unless it's a specific name. And in that case, what I would like you to do is put the name, and let's say it's event coordinator, okay? And you just write coordinator, okay? So I know exactly who these people are, basically. All right. Okay, also remember in regards to the writing the event, date of event, always start with the month first, okay? Month, then the day, then the year, okay? So hope this makes sense. If you have any questions, please let me know. I try to do my best sort of to describe everything as much as detail as I could. But again, if you have any questions, please let me know. I would love to help you out. Okay, and there's 100 names. So yeah, just jump on it and obviously measure the time as well. Okay, thank you very much. Bye bye.